So what's good, family? Listen, y'all go ahead and watch part 2 of the Healing Zodiac with Jen. I'm getting ready to go on a trip, so I'll see y'all next week. Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube, follow the Instagram page. I'll link everything down below. Peace.
But no, that's facts though. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope, fam. Wow. My brain is still like, yeah, okay. So let's see. So also I noticed out of the 8 things that popped up a lot or popped up in your book, I know you talked a bit about trust, right? So where do you think the idea of trust comes from, and why is it so important on the healing journey?
So for me with trust, like one, you have to. So coming from a spiritual perspective,
Yeah.
You have to trust in, like, for me it's divine or spirit. Like and with that trust, I have to entrust trust in myself. Like I'm trusting that I want the best for me.
Yeah.
And whoever my community is, I have to trust that they want the best for me. So I think having that any level of trust, or entrusting yourself with your own emotions is it's very important, because one, I know for me, I want to see me win. I want to see me succeed. And whoever I have around me, like at this point in my life, I'm like 33. At this point in my life, the people that, I've called and owned as my family and my friends,
Yeah.
my hopes are they have the best in my best interest, and I
Right.
trust that they do.
Right.
So we have to relinquish that control that we have over the outcome of everything. Like, some things you're gonna want to orchestrate, but like, it was with spirit and like your emotions and like going through, the waves of healing. Like you have to trust that, okay, the journey is, as I said, it's not linear. So let me just trust that the process that I'm going through is the best process for me. Trust that, whoever is around me on this journey, they have my best interest at hand. And of course, I'm always going to have my best interests at hand. And of course, spirit, some people, God, whoever it is that, has your best interest at heart. And if you're healing and you're on the journey, you just have to trust that the other side of it is a healthier outcome than what you are right now.
Right.
Because you can't just go on the journey and be like, I'm just gonna do this.
Right.
Whatever happens. I don't even know. Nah, you gotta have a little faith and trust that you're putting in the work.
Yeah.
And on the other side, it's gonna be rainbows and peaches.
Oh man, it's funny because my watch is vibrating. I'm thinking, I'm like, did Tasia text me? Wait on.
Oh, Tasia text you?
No. I thought she did. Shoot, my shit be going off. Anyway. Okay. So I mean, no, that's a good point about trust. And
let me ask you.
Go ahead. No. I was just literally going to elaborate on just the idea of trust, like because personally, I'm on. Well, I've always been on my own spiritual path and things like that. And like right now, I'm learning to let go of the fact that I'm so used to things going a certain way, and then now they're like pivoting. I'm like, okay, this is uncharted territory, fam. Like, and it seems like whenever you feel like, I can't remember, or you can correct me if I'm wrong. In the book there, when you talked about trust, I seen there's something about something being unknown, and I feel like I'm going into that unknown part. And I'm like, it's not fear, but it's also like, because it's an uncharted territory, I don't know how to operate in it. And it's like being a baby, like learning to walk. Like okay, yeah. So, and I'm like, I'm feeling that, but I resonate with what you said so much, because it's like, yo, man, like I know that I've been through what I've been through has shown me that I can get through anything. So it's like, all right, just trust that. So yeah. So wait, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, if you think, like, generally speaking, but also from your personal experience, do you think you have like a healthy relationship with yourself when it comes on to trust? Like, if I say unequivocally, do you trust yourself, like with no doubt?
With most things, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm over here trying to think, what don't I trust myself with? I don't trust myself around maybe certain foods, because I'm a foodie. I ain't gonna lie to you. Lord. But besides that, like if I tell myself at least this is the way I kind of look at self-trust.
Mhm.
If I say, Terrell, you need to do X, Y, and Z, I'll get X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that I do trust myself. And that's come with a lot of just discipline.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With whether it's just been potting, trying to pot like as much as I can or weekly or whatever, or working out, things like that. So yeah, in that dimension, if I say I'm going to do something, I trust myself that I'm going to do it or at least get it done. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good that you can also recognize, like, okay, I don't trust myself with this,
Mm-hmm.
so I need to set a boundary. Like, you recognizing that, these are the areas where I don't trust myself.
Mm-hmm.
So at least you can set, boundaries in place, or you can operate, differently with things that you don't trust. Because that, for me, like if you say, do you trust yourself? With no doubt, I'm like,
I was about to ask, do you trust yourself? Because like what is it? Okay, let's talk then. Okay, what don't you trust yourself with?
I think a lot of times, just based on experience, I don't trust myself with my emotion, because I think I get so invested, so caught up, like I will drown myself like in everybody else's bullshit, and not be like not put myself, not bar myself, or not center myself first, and not check in with me and be like, hey Jen, do you have the capacity for this physically, mentally, emotionally?
Yeah.
I don't even, something like, especially when it comes on to like, people hurting and like trauma, and I'm like, okay, but I know this and I know that, and this has helped me, and even though it may not be for everybody, like I'm like, but I just want to tell them like, hey, it's gonna be okay, and I plummet myself into and get so invested.
Interesting.
So a lot of times, like, even with my friends, like we've created this this dynamic where you check in first, like, are you do you have space for me right now? This is what I have going on, and I have the opportunity. Like, it's on me now if I'm like, I have the space and I don't. Like, it's falling on me.
Yeah.
So, putting those little boundaries in place kind of help me a little bit, like, because, bro, I will go headway in everybody else's.
Listen, and fam, it's crazy. So I was in therapy a couple years ago, and that was one of my biggest problems. Like, I wouldn't have boundaries, especially around helping other people, fam. And I'm just like, and it's funny because I feel, it's funny because when me and Daddy were talking, we literally said the same thing. It almost feels like whenever you see somebody who needs help, it's like, you gotta help them. And for me personally, maybe for me, it's like, okay, Terrell, you gotta help them because they need your help. There's no way it's no way you're seeing the problem and then you're there, and then you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like it must be meant for you to help them in that moment. And it's like, it's funny because my therapist is like, sometimes like you gotta allow people the space in the room to kind of fix their own shit. And I was like, huh? Like, what you talking about, bro? What does that even mean?
No,
like,
you don't.
No, like, you don't. Like what you talking about? And I'm like, and then she's like, no, like she's like, you know what? Just try it. And I said, okay, fine. And then like there was a couple of experiences that I had at work, and I watched like some adults who I felt like I had to fix the problem or whatever, be the solution to the problem, whatever. And I was like, oh shit, they could do it by themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you could tell me if I'm wrong or not. And I think that may be more of, I don't want to say a Caribbean thing, but I think there's a mentality, especially Jamaicans have, where it's like we always got to put our friends on and make sure everything got to be smooth. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I don't know if I see my mom doing that so much that I like internalize it and just, you know what I mean? But maybe, so I resonate with that because I'm like, bruh, like I always felt like I had to solve people's problems, and it's like, no, you don't. Yeah,
and that's not even healthy too. And as you said, through therapy, looking at it through like a spiritual lens. Yeah. I remember one day, like a friend of mine, we were just having a conversation, and they're from Peru, so okay. We were like very advanced when it comes on to like spirituality, like put me onto so many things. Yeah. And I remember one day when I was like telling her like the same thing, I was like, that's one thing, like I'm always trying to be in other people's problems. Like I need to sit my ass down. And she's like, you know what? Also you can be interfering with somebody's karma. Yes. And I was like, because I never looked at it that way, because I've always looked at it like, if I can, why not? And then I'm like, and if I do, it's good karma is gonna come my way.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not even looking at it like, okay, but if I'm interfering with somebody's karma, I'm not saying like everything bad that happens to a person, like you shouldn't help because it's their karma. But I'm saying, you know, you have to have a spirit of discernment, like when to not and when to. Yeah. Like if you have to overextend yourself or go outside of yourself or go against your morals or, you know, lax so somebody can have like,
then that's dangerous territory.
So that was like another look on it from the spiritual lens.
And it's funny because I think I heard somebody say that where they were basically saying like just that. They were like, God is allowing them to go through that craziness and you just trying to interfere, like not knowing, like, fam, they're meant to go through that process alone, you know what I'm saying? And it's like you trying to stop them or trying to help them is actually interrupting their path. And it's like you don't even want no parts of what they got going on. Just handle yourself, you know what I'm saying? Not that, like you said, not that you can't help, but you know, just have that spirit of discernment. Be mindful that some people are going through things by themselves because they need to. That's fact.
Look at us.
Facts.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, man. But listen, and also too, to the point, there's another thing that I'm working through, I guess spiritually, is that like in terms of having and maintaining boundaries, like you have to make sure that you know you can't help somebody, like you literally cannot. I hate to say you can't help somebody. You can help somebody, but they have to be willing to accept the help themselves. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like you're trying to throw them like a life preserver type thing. It's like I have to be on this boat of life, trying to, like, you know, be on my spiritual path right here. But I can see you need help. I can hand you help, but you got to actually reach for this life preserver. It can't be a thing where it's like, I want to help you, and then you're just like, oh, okay, you're gonna do everything for me. Nah, play. That ain't how this works. But you know. So I feel you, and I think too that I've had to learn that, like, oh, some people will literally have so much of a victim mindset that they'll allow you to try to fix them for them. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, you can't let that rock. So yeah, you know.
And that's the thing with healing. Like healing, it's when you go to therapy, it's not a therapist healing you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, they're just giving you the avenue and the tools and the language for you to do it yourself. You know, so And even the spiritual healers will tell you, they're like, I'm not healing you, baby. Like, you know, like I just have a little bit more information than you know, than you might, and I might be able to look from an unbiased perspective and give you, you know, a little insight, and you know, I might have a little bit more wisdom, but I ain't doing nothing. This is all you.
This all you. I'm just giving you the information. You got to do something with it. Yeah, that's true.
You can't come and be like, oh, heal me.
Right.
Get your tail up.
Right. Oh man.
But I've been staring at that. Did you guys do that? Because I've been seeing it viral on TikTok.
What specifically?
The artwork.
Yeah. Tasia did that. Tasia saw something online and she was like, "Ooh, I want to do my own type of thing." Yeah.
It's so pretty. Because I'm looking at it, I'm like, wait, probably they bought it that way.
No. She made it. I think it's like she just bought the canvas, I think, from like Amazon, and then like there's like rubber tubing or electrical tubing. And then she sketched out the patterns. Tasia, because I'm over here like explaining it. Like I seen part of the process.
It looks expensive.
Listen, fam, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's quite inexpensive.
It looks expensive.
Yeah, no, it's dope, and she also wants to paint. So that's why it's like over there off to the side. So yeah, like it's dope. It's dope. Cause
see Tasia. I like it.
Listen. Is she laughing? Anyway, let her rock. I'm gonna let her rock. Okay, so I also saw too about coping with stress. Lord have His mercy.
Yeah,
because trying to do a lot, and forget me trying to do a lot. I think we just live in stressful times with the economy. Lord have mercy. With just trying to have a healthy balance of like life and just be with friends, and then you got to manage bills and all the hecticness that this first world luxury come with. You feel me? How do people cope with stress? Like, what's some of the healing processes around stress?
So for me,
Tell me. Talk to me.
So for me, like, I enjoy doing. You find things that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, things that don't require you to overextend yourself or cause any additional stress. So for me, when I'm in spaces like meditating or doing yoga, I feel so free, and you know, I feel like at peace.
Yeah.
So I find things that bring me joy, or you know, bring me a little less stress. So I think we just have to identify things that, you know, that we can, tools that we can use, or you know, any outlet. Some people like to, you know, run, or you know, listening to music, or even watching your favorite shows. Like do something that is so minimal, and it brings you so much joy. Because you don't have to have, like, you know, some people like, oh, if I had a couple $1,000, I could go on a trip, and you know, I would be stressed anymore. But you have to understand, like, if you're still around your stressors, or you know, the things that are causing you to be stressed, like you have to find, you know, activities or things that you can incorporate to de-stress. Because okay, you go on a trip today, and you come back within 3 days, and you are plummeted back into the environment. Like, you're gonna be stressed over, you know, until you know, you can afford another trip within 3-4 months. But you know, if you find things daily in your lives that you can do, like as I said, I do yoga 3 times a week, journaling you know, the amount of journals like I've bought online, like they've made so much money from me. So, and like, even like writing, like even if you can't afford a journal, get a blank piece of paper. You just write things down. Get your phone. You know, write things down. You know, make a list of things that, you know, you'd like to do. And as you do them, no matter how small, you could just, the joy of like checking them off. You know, go for a walk. Nature is so healing. You know, so just find things that you find joy in. Like, if it could even be talking to a friend, you know, like just kicking out with your friend can be a de-stressor as well. But you just have to identify those things that are healthy, that you can, like, healthy habits. Like, don't take up anything that's gonna cause additional stress, or that's gonna, you know, impose any harm onto your body, or your environment. But you know, find healthy outlets for de-stressing. And you have a lot of inexpensive things. As I know, the climate that we're living in, like, it's unfair to say go to therapy or go here, because those are privileged things. Like, you know, people are working hard, which is another stressor. You know, minimal sleep, cortisol levels are high. You know.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, you know, like, you know, simple little things can de-stress you. But as I said, you gotta incorporate them in your daily lives. You know, even if you used to wake up 6 o'clock, wake up 10 minutes to 6, and that 10-minute, you could just
do a little
vibe. You know,
move your body, stretch out, kid.
Put on one of your favorite songs and said, okay, this song I'm gonna, you know, by the time this song is done, or you know, throughout this song, I'm just gonna speak positive words into myself, and or just, you know, do something I like, you know. But I think there are healthy means that are inexpensive, or don't cost anything, that we can use for healing.
Good.
Do you have one specific go-to that you're like, this is?
Well, I know what my, like, for example, when I get stressed, so when I get stressed, I get task avoidant. So for example, like when I'm at work, right? Like when I feel like, all right, I have like 10 things to do, I stop doing everything all at once. And I'm like, bro, this is not good, which makes me stress more. So I'm like, I'm like, okay, no, we gotta be more focused on doing things one at a time. And I'd be like, feel like doing it. I don't want to do this shit. I hate this shit. But it's like, you know, so my thing is, I know my top stressor is task avoidance. So that I'm like, I think one of the ways to get rid of it, or is to just do one thing at a time, which is cool. But it's also like, when you don't be wanting to do it, dog. What the hell? Like, I don't even know what to do. Like,
motivation.
I don't have no motivation. I'm like, it's what y'all want me to do. I don't want to do this shit. Like, you know what I mean? It don't bring me no joy. So it's like, it's just the negative parts of a job or whatever. So that's really my number one task. Like, boy, listen, I'll avoid some shit. I'll avoid doing some work. Me too. Super quick.
Bruh, if y'all want like somebody going to Guinness World Book of Record for procrastination, I want somebody to try to outdo me. Like, I'll procrastinate the hell out of life. And then when everything gets piled up, I get super stressed. I'm like, ah.
And that's the thing. It makes it so much worse. Yo, it makes it so much worse. But one thing at a time.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, but one thing at a time.
Yeah. So even like, as you said, like you get task avoidant. That is still me. But one thing I realized that helps is like, I'll be like, okay, after I'm done stressing, super stressed, I'll write down everything I got to do. And I'm like, okay, I did that. And then I see the list going down. And I'm like, all right, now I feel good.
Yeah.
So, and I'll prioritize and say, okay, this, like you're a teacher. So, like, this is due now.
Yeah,
like,
that's due now. So I can do that now. That's due in like a week, 2 weeks. Let me just,
set that to the side.
Right.
So you don't overwhelm. Because when you get overwhelmed, like, you did the demotivation, man.
Oh my gosh, bro. It'd be so crazy, too. And I'd be like, I got to do this mountain of things. And it's like, no, just focus.
Focus on one thing at a time.
One thing at a time. And funny enough, when you start doing that, and like you said, I you know what I need to start doing? I really do need to start journaling. So like for real. Because I mean, I've kind of dabbled with the idea of journaling and like, I do meditate. So, but journaling is something I haven't actually really, really done. And even on the pod with Daily, we were talking about how, music is literally like it feels like a sense of journaling. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like journaling and knowing, okay, having the journal side and having the to-do list side is like one of those things that can kind of help me probably just process what I'm going through. I'm like, all right, I don't want to do all this shit. Okay. 1, check. Fuck this shit. 2, check. You know what I mean? But that concept is probably something I really gotta really have to just try and just do and see how it works. Because that might actually be a catch-all save off for me, low key. So, dang, okay, all right, Jen. Yeah. Okay, Jen.
No, all right, Terall.
Listen, no, I'm thinking about it because I'm like, I've always heard about journaling, but I just never really put pen to paper besides music or you know what I mean. So, yeah.
And and it's being here in America and being around community. That I've really like started like zoning in or like. Being more mindful, like things like this. Cause when I was in Jamaica, ain't nobody was telling me to journal.
Facts.
Because you'd write down little things, but it wasn't intentional. I think it's the intent behind it. And just being here and, being around like, people who value like their healing and you resonate with that. You're like, I value my healing too. And they, they value betterment for themselves and the people around them and their community. And they're like, hey, try this, try that. And it's just being so intentional with it that makes it so much different, So shout out to community. I am
facts.
Shout out to community. So
community is important. One of the things I had to learn, dog, is that environment is a lot more important than whatever goal you got going on. Like if the people around you, if your environment is hectic, nothing will get done. Even if you got the best of intentions, even if you're a good person, the environment is a lot stronger than what you think it is. So as long as you get in a good community, you listen. Environment is very important. And fam. All right, so I see we got these cards.
Yeah, we got some prompts.
We got some prompts. Okay.
We don't know what's on them.
Okay.
So we're gonna pull one. If I don't like it, I'm gonna put it back. I'm telling you from now.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna put it back. You wanna go first or me?
Ladies first.
All right. I'm telling you, I'm putting it back if I'm
That's fine.
See, I'm gonna put it back, but listen to this prompt. It says, pick someone you have a conflict with right now. For a moment, forget the issue you have with them. And talk about why they deserve love and kindness. Who do I have a conflict with right now? Okay, I have a conflict with my dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So forget the issue you have with them and talk about why they deserve love and kindness. Okay. All right. So the person is my papa. So I'm forgetting the issue. Why my dad deserves love and kindness. I think my dad does deserve all my love and all my kindness. Because he has extended that to me throughout my entire life. Right. Not only from like a paternal duty, but outside of that, like the emotional investment in me and wanting what's best for me. So my dad does deserve my love just because I'm reciprocating what he has given me, and he's always been like a safe space for me. And my dad has always been secure, no matter what, like no matter what we have going on. Like, you have conflict with your parents. When you set your boundaries as an adult now, you get a little language, a little bit about healing. Now you're like, oh, I got boundaries, daddy.
Yeah.
So even throughout those conflicts, I'm always able to reach out to my father, put that aside.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, like no questions asked, but but what about what we got going on over? It's never that. So I think my dad and he's such a lovable person. He's just a black dad, and he's a
what dad?
Black dad. He's just a Caribbean black dad.
Yeah.
So he's so sweet, and my dad is he's so harmless. He's emotionally harmless. Like my dad is so safe.
Yeah.
And I've seen him, extend that to like my circle. I've had like friends, like when I was in high school, without my knowledge, and my dad would never tell me their business, and my dad would be like, they told me, they're like, your dad helped me out in a situation, and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like they're telling me, and my dad, and when I ask him about it, he's like, yeah, Jen, like that's your friend if they didn't tell you.
Yeah.
Because some things can be like, people can have shame around a lot of things and stuff, but
right.
So my dad is like a really safe space for a lot of people, but especially me. So he does deserve that love, and he does deserve that kindness, irrespective of what we have going on. So
yeah,
I'm gonna pick my daddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, you know what's crazy? I think I've always heard you talk about your dad in a positive light, which is really, really important. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times we either have a parent who, yes, you have a parent who you might not be either close with or whatever, but like it's always good to hear at least you always talking really, really good about your dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've never heard like anything too crazy from you and your dad. And I'm like, yo, that's dope. Because first of all, I know I said I'm privileged, but fam, you and this dad, I don't know, I'm just saying.
Because it's crazy because a lot of, and I realize that that is also a privilege because coming from a Caribbean background, and not only that, having a black father, they're not shown in the best of light. Right. And of course, not because, not only because not social media, but just because,
society has these labels.
Yeah, they do have that label on black dads, and they'll be quicker to highlight the negatives.
Yeah.
There is a lot of negatives. We're not gonna dismiss that there's a lot of negatives surrounding black fathers, but there are positive black dads out here that are, models for, other black kids coming up to say, hey, this is how, or this is what healthy black parenting look like from a father.
Yeah.
And, I'm really grateful for both my parents, because great mom too, but I'm because that is expected. I'm joking. But I'm really grateful, for my dad. Like,
That's good. That's dope. All right. Let me see.
I'm
Which card do I want to pick? Let's see.
Oh, that one look long.
Okay. Think about. I get. Okay. All right. So it says, think about the part of your body you felt the most insecure about. Okay. Write that body part a letter that starts with an apology. I'm not gonna write no letter on camera, family. I'm just like, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this back.
I think they do right because it's surrounded journal, so you can probably switch the.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
We got a journal.
Yeah.
Let me not cheat. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is simple. Relatively simple. Okay, if money wasn't an issue, I'd buy my family and friends. What would I buy my family and friends?
Yeah, I'm getting a car.
Yo, Tasia probably get a new car without question, because she been wanting one for the longest. I ain't gonna hold you. We'll probably. I'm over here thinking about her. Like I'll buy
selfless
us.
though.
Yeah, it does say family and friends. Like, and when I think family, she the first person. Yeah. So it's like, okay, her, I would definitely get her. I'll get her a car, and I'll probably just buy us a house.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one. Ooh, my mom. What would I give my mom? I would give my mom. I would probably pay off my mom's student loan debt.
Okay.
That's yeah. Dad, my dad got bread, but I don't even know what I would give my dad. I'll probably buy my brother, my older brother, a house because he has 5 kids and they looking to buy a house. So like, yeah, and I think help him with some of his business stuff. You know what I'm saying? So friends, Jen, what you want, bro? Like I'm over here thinking, I'm thinking like, okay, damn, Taylor, Daly.
Right?
Jen, fucking
Carla don't go wipe you out. But let me just keep it simple. I just need me a little house. Well, Carla like, let me get a house, let me get a stool, let me get a new car.
Listen, facts. I would buy Daly a crib with a studio in it.
Yeah.
So then he literally can just vibe and just make music and be done. Yeah.
Okay, that's intentional.
Yeah, because I will give my friends the things they like. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because like, ain't no point in me just having the bread. I want the money. However, I wanted to also like help everybody around me. You don't hoard the money. What would you want though?
I want a house.
A crib?
Okay. Yeah. Wait, you're buying Carla a house?
I would buy him a house with a studio in it. Yeah.
Let me see if I could stay with him for a few months. Buy me, because my dream is to open a kava bar.
Okay.
So just buy me that location.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Get you a kava bar. Yeah. Okay, that's a vibe. Yeah. I'm over here thinking like, okay, which one of my friends is gonna watch this and they're gonna be like, why you ain't saying nothing about me?
Yeah, right.
Like, don't worry. Yeah, it'll be good. So
what do you want in the comments? Tell us what you want.
Let us know what you want in the comments, right? Like if you had the money, like what would you actually buy?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
And you can be selfish. Like what do you want? What would bring you joy right now?
Right. Facts. Interesting. I like that question.
That was a good one.
You want to put another one?
Okay, I can put one more. Okay. Tell you I'm putting it back if I don't like it. Why mine so long? Oh my God. What's one thing you suffered through that you wouldn't want anyone else to endure? And if they did, what would you want them to know?
Wait, I'm sorry. What? Say it again?
What's one thing I suffered through that I wouldn't want anyone else to go through? Yeah. And if they did go through it, what would I want them to know? Damn. One thing I've gone through. Over here, like
processing. Take your time, Jen.
What all I've been through? Okay, this is the first thing that came to me. Yeah. Okay, no, that didn't come to me. I was gonna say self-doubt, like okay, because I have a lot of self-doubt, like because and I don't know if it's coming from. I remember one time when I was in therapy. Yeah. And she was like, you have all these ideas, but you never like execute them. So I'm like, yeah, because if I fail, I'm gonna be so hard on myself. So I'm already have like an outcome for something I haven't even tried. Yeah. Because I'm already doubting like, oh, I'm gonna fail, you know?
I had that same thing too.
So I would, what the question say again? You suffered through it. Yeah. So that self-doubt that I have, like doubting myself and like casting a spell of failure on me already before I even try. Yeah. I wouldn't want anybody to endure that like for such a long period of time. Because even now I still have residual doubt, but it's not so impactful in my everyday life. Yeah. And what would I want you to know? Yeah, I would say with that, don't internalize. Like if you have, just go for it. Yeah. Don't well, if they're going through it, what would I want them to know if you're going through it? Yeah, because if you haven't tried it, you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know the outcome you literally do not know until you try.
Yeah. So if you have like projects or you know, anything that you want to accomplish and you're sitting in like a doubting space where you're like, oh, it's not gonna be
work or whatever. Yeah.
Release that.
You know, it's crazy. I had that when as a teenager, I used to be extremely doubtful. And like you, I did carry that residual into my adult life, but like I don't know. I guess I'm left brained enough to just be disciplined enough to be like, oh, this shit is working. Okay.
You're so left brained.
Yo, fam.
You're very logical.
Yo, but I am logical. The thing about me though is that I don't even think that it's just logic. I've just learned to cultivate good habits or good routines. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm a routine person.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I just work out on these days and I just do this then and boom. I literally had to learn to like not overcomplicate it. And then once you do that, it's like, oh, you can kind of be creative with the way you do it once you have a routine. So yeah, I'm extremely left brain.
Yeah.
I need to be a bit more right brain, but the left brain does serve me in a lot of ways.
Yeah. I'm like, la la la, whatever happens.
No, but fam, like, and I think too, teaching and being in the field of education helped me. Because like when I realized like, oh wow, like I'm a lot more productive when I have structure.
Yeah.
You feel me? Which fair. I get the concept of it. So it's like, all right, cool. That's a vibe. That's a bet. That's a bet.
Yeah.
I like it. So I just used it to my advantage, but I didn't realize the need for it. I was like, oh, I could just get shit done when I get done.
Yeah.
Like, no, you need a process and a routine. And once you have that, you set. So
okay.
Yeah. Let me pull my last card. All right.
Make it juicy.
I can't make it juicy. If it's juicy, it's juicy. What is this picking through? What are you doing?
Right?
I don't know. Okay. Write a letter. Okay, well let's at least talk about it real quick though. It says write a letter to a person who bullied you in the past.
Ain't nobody bullied you, Terall.
I know, but it's like, what would you want them to know? Did anybody bully me in the past? I'm over here thinking, like, people tried to bully me for real? I mean, people said funny shit to me, funny shit about me. Yeah. So I guess them. Let's just use them. What would I say to them now? Oh, let me make sure I got that right. Hold on. So I letter to someone who bullied you in the past. What would you want them to know? I'm still that nigga. Like, what you want? You feel me? I really don't care. Like, in the past, I think a lot of times, especially when I was younger, I was a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for? Lame is too vague of a word. I was too like, everybody else was always wanted to have, I guess since we hear sex with all like girls and whatever. And like, it's not that I didn't, it's just that everybody else was like moving a lot faster than I was. So when I wasn't like about that, everybody used to be like, damn bro, like, what do you like? What, you don't like girls or you like, you so stupid. She trying to send you signs. And I'm like, bro, like, I also don't want to pressure shorty. Like if she didn't like, especially even now, funny enough, like if I don't get that vibe from you, I'm not going to like even with Tasia, if I don't sense that like extremely flirtiness, like I'm not gonna press her. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, and I think they was like, it'll make fun of shit like that I either didn't see or whatever. So I mean, nigga, I'm out of most of them who talk shit, nigga, I'm happily married.
You're exactly.
I'm vibing. Like my life is a whole vibe right now. So so I mean that's what I'm stunned. Like, what you want me to tell you? I'm cool. Like I'm straight. So
dare you? I'm stunned.
I don't know what to tell you. Like I'm genuinely happy, bro. Like so I mean I don't want to say I'm living a more fulfilling life than them because I don't know what they got going on. But I'm extremely fulfilled. So I'm cool. Yeah. I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, and you and Tasha has such a healthy dynamic. So
So
that's me looking at your bully.
Right. Exactly. So before we go, any last thoughts, any closing thoughts, Jen?
Yeah, so I'll say my book is on Amazon.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get it. It's called The Healing Zodiac. A lot of people, when they hear Zodiac, they think it has anything to do with the Zodiac.
Damn,
so there's like absolutely nothing in there but your Zodiac. So, so the name actually comes from the idea, like, how a lot of times we're like, because I'm a Pisces, or I'm manipulative, or because I'm a Pisces, I don't think. I don't know what they say about Pisces. Yeah. But and I'm really big on Zodiac, so you'd think I would know what they say about Pisces.
and she is a Pisces.
And I'm a Pisces. Yeah. But and I'm like, no, a lot of the times, like, it's not only your Zodiac, it's not just your natal chart, it's also like you, because a lot of things influence who we are, like, of course. Environment or peer or upbringing. Yeah. So it's not about your Zodiac sign, it's really like you're a healing Pisces or a healing Leo. See, I know yours.
Hey, listen,
you know, or another healing Pisces in here who didn't want to hang out with me. So I'll say if you can get the book. If not, you know, you can find me on social media. It's at the Pisces Aura, and I'm gonna like post like little snippets of the book, like, and little prompt questions,
right?
Because I know not everybody has the financial means. And you know, at the Pisces Aura, it's open for like any questions that you have. So you can always, you know, reach out. Yeah. But it's the Healing Zodiac on Amazon.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna link it below. She sent me the link. So by the time this video come out, which is on Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? So by that day, definitely y'all have the link. Jen, it's been real, fam.
Yeah, I had fun.
Listen, me too, fam. I was like, okay, let's go on this week. Just gonna chill. We gonna talk. We gonna build. But yeah, no, it's a vibe.
Bro. It's such a cozy podcast. Like, if you have anybody else, look at me. I'm gonna be over here hovering.
Listen, bro. Really listen. Cool. I know Daily want to come back on too. But in due time. But listen, so
I had fun. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Hey, I ain't gonna hold you. Is it on the back of this book? Okay, hello. So it says Mercury is no longer to be blamed. That's I'm sorry. I had to point that out because I was like, hey, man, that was about that Mercury retrograde.
Right, like, Mercury's in retrograde, so that's the reason I'm so rude. That's the reason I cheated. Right. Mercury.
Really? Mercury? Really?
Not no underlying trauma. Right. It's Mercury.
Right. Yeah. But all right, fam. It's been Relationship Wise. Peace.
Bye.